Hello and welcome to another video today brought to you by Marcus's Corner. I'm Marcus Boston. I have a really special guest in here today to talk with me about cruises. Yes, that is actually the most favorite or the most watched video that I have on my channel, and it deals with my review that I did of Royal Caribbean versus Carnival Cruise Line. And you know what, believe it or not, I got the same jacket on that I wore when I did the last one. So I did all of these when it's cold. But anyway, I would like to tell you today that I have my brother Quintin Boston who's in today, and he's going to help me out with another cruise review. And this time we're going to talk about Norwegian Cruise Line. And this is because Quintin and his wife, my sister-in-law, and their family, they had a huge party that went to cruise with Norwegian this time, and we're gonna have Quintin to give his insight as to his experience with Norwegian Cruise Line. So Quintin, before we're gonna get started with everything, and like I said, this is a really popular video on Marcus's Corner on my channel, and I told individuals that that you would be by to talk about it, and so here you are. Right. Can you let them know what was your overall experience with Norwegian?
To get started, usually as Marcus pointed out, we try to cruise at least once a year, either Royal Caribbean, occasionally Carnival. But this time we tried something a little different. The Norwegian Getaway is the cruise ship this last time. Overall, I thought the ship was average at best. It was not. It just didn't live up, in my opinion, to some of the ships we've been on with Royal Caribbean, and even Carnival Dream. That ship, I thought that ship, was a little bit better than Norwegian Getaway. Overall, my impression of the ship was nice as far as what it looked like, but there were some areas where it was lacking.
Okay, now we'll jump in real quick on that areas of lacking, because again, you have people that ask these questions in the comment section. When you say that areas that were lacking, what should potential cruisers be on the lookout for?
Well, if you're serious about a casino, which I am, the casino was quite small compared to some of the other ships that we went on. You have two craps tables, so if you like to play craps, you got two options. However, the tables open very late from when we were on the ship, so you got two craps options. You have a lot more slot machines, so they have a lot of slot machines if you're into that. A couple of some blackjack tables, but they have two roulette tables also as well. So if you're looking for, if the table, as you know, Marcus, if the table's not hot, you need multiple options. So you're not going to have that option. So if the table is cold, you need multiple options. But if the table is hot, you'll play on one all day. You only have two options on there. Now, what I did like is they did have a high roller area where a person, if they want to spend a little bit more, if they want to play in private behind a curtain, they did have that option for you. However, there was no baccarat either. So if you like that game, that was not available. Now, it could have been available somewhere else on the ship. But in the standard area where the casino was, it was not available.
Okay, so now we've dealt with that cruise, we've dealt with the casino aspect of things. Let's open it up to some of the things that maybe individuals who are traveling with small children and things like that. What did you notice when it pertains to that, activities for the children and things like that?
Now, what I did notice is there was a lot of children on the ship, a lot of children. So if that right there, if you have a family, a large family, children per se, my wife and I, we don't have any children. So for us, it was a little bit of a bothersome to see children all over the place. But that if you have kids, then it's a good option. And from what I could see, they had activities for the kids, and I'm talking ranging from smaller all the way up to teen. They had basketball tournaments. for your teenagers. They had miniature golf tournaments. So from a family atmosphere and children-wise, there was a lot of children on the ship, and it looked like they had a lot of activities for them.
It looked like they were having fun.
Yeah, like they were having a lot of fun.
Okay, so we're gonna move from that aspect, and we're gonna talk about something that everybody likes and everyone wants when they're going on a cruise, and that is the food.
Yes, there is no lobster night.
What did you see with the food? Talk to everybody about the food.
Well, there's no lobster night. That's the first thing.
And that could be a
that was a serious problem for us. We didn't know going in. That's our fault because we didn't do the research. But there is no lobster night. Norwegian is very laid back, so you don't even have to put in reservations for dining. So you just show up and you eat. Now for us, we had a party of over 20 people. So for us, it was very difficult to get together and eat because you can just show up and eat. So if you are the type of person where you need a little bit more structure with your eating, then you may want to look a different way because they pride themselves on that. You just show up to dining. It's buffet style.
Was the food good though?
The food was pretty good. I can say it was. I thought that the food on Royal Caribbean and Carnival was better, but it was not nasty. But what I do want to say is your late night dining for a person that want to hit that buffet late, that wasn't available. It shut down about 10 o'clock. Whereas we know on some other cruise lines you have your hot dogs and stuff, a little pizza a little bit later. You go to this place called Old Sheehan's. Is what they have is their late night dining, and Old Sheehan's is like a pub style restaurant. And again, there's no reservation. You just go in there and you just sit down and eat. The chicken wings. Now, what I can say, the chicken wings at Old Sheehan's was the best chicken wings hands down that I've had on a ship.
Are we talking about like Maul's chicken wings type of,
I mean, those chicken wings on Old Sheehan's, I'm not going to get involved in that, but those chicken wings were good. They were very good. I mean, you're talking, they were extremely good.
Okay, so I guess the chicken wings were really good on this.
Norwegian Getaway, Old Sheehan's, the chicken wings were excellent. You don't even need dipping sauce.
Okay, we're gonna move past the dinner aspect of things, and we're gonna talk about something else really quick that is really important when people go on a cruise, and that is your rooms. How did your rooms look? What was your experience there?
Well, we had a real big problem. When we first got on the ship, they had us in the wrong room. We had paid money we like to be close to an elevator, and we paid money to be close to an elevator. And when we got on the ship, they had moved us. When we went to check in, we were moved. They never even told us. So they had us in another room. We were not happy with it. We went down, as you know, they ring the bell, guest services. So we went down to guest services. We dealt with guest services when we first got on the ship for about almost an hour, dealing with them. They never told us why our room was a room mix-up. They did comp us. They gave us some champagne. Some wine. And they gave us some chocolate covered strawberries, but it didn't change the fact for our first time going on the ship, and they messed up the room. Nothing we did, they messed it up, and they never told us why.
Okay, all right. Well, there's been a lot, Quintin, that you've given us in this review. I want you to go ahead and sum this up, because we have the question that everyone always wants to know is, well, what's better? You got the Royal Caribbean versus the Carnival, and you now have, because if I'm not mistaken, Norwegian is supposed to be along the same line as Royal Caribbean. If you were to give the people who are watching, if you were just to sum it up, how would you say it compares? Is one better, or are they different? Are they targeting a different type of cruiser? How would you sum up that question of, well, is one better between Royal Caribbean and Norwegian Cruise Line?
If you're the type of person where you kind of go with the flow, just really open, like I said, Norwegian prides themselves on no reservations for dinner. You can wear flip-flops, really relaxed over the ship, then Norwegian is the ship for that person. If you want a little bit more structure, like myself, a bigger ship,
more to do,
Royal Caribbean would be your ship. A larger casino, Royal Caribbean would be your ship.
More dining area.
More dining area, more specialty dining options, Royal Caribbean would be your ship. So it just depends on the person. For me personally, I would choose Royal Caribbean over Norwegian.
Well, let me ask you this, because in my reviews you have this question, and that is, would you cruise with Norwegian again?
No, I don't plan on doing it again. We've had some discussion. My wife and I, Cerise, which we didn't call her name, I'm sorry about that. Cerise and I, we've had some discussion about it. No, I don't think I'll cruise with them ever again. I had one chance. Like I said, even though Old She Hands and the food was really good there in the evening, I think I'm done with Norwegian. We paid them, we had a decent time on it, but Royal Caribbean, right now, if I had to choose, that would be my liner.
Okay. All right, Quintin, thank you for coming on and talking to us about your experience with Norwegian Cruise Lines. Like I said, the last video that I did, I wasn't expecting it to do what it did, but I think a lot of people have questions about this. You're spending good money to do these cruises, and when you go and cruise, you want to have a good time with your family and your friends, and you just want to have a heads up as to what you might expect when you get there. All right, if you are still at the end of this video, which is very long, then obviously you did like this video, and I'm going to ask that you go ahead and give me a thumbs up on this video, and do not forget to subscribe to Marcus's Corner, where we talk about things from cruise lines to vacations to running your own small business to motivation and things that are in the news. All right, again, I'm Marcus Boston. I would like to thank my brother, Dr. Quintin Boston, for coming on and talking to us today about his experience with Norwegian Cruise Lines. If you have had a similar experience with Norwegian, drop me a comment down in the comment section, or if you have another take on this, go ahead and let us know what you think about the video and your experience, because like I said, a lot of people watch these videos and they have questions too about what's going on. All right, again, I'm Marcus Boston. I'll see you next time. Take care.